Oh, she's super bad. Oh, she's super bad. Oh, she's super bad. Oh, yeah. Oh, she's a diamond diva. Oh, she's super bad. She's a diamond diva. Oh, she's super bad. She's a diamond. 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 Oh, she's super bad. She's super bad. She's a diamond diva. Oh, she's super bad. She's a diamond. 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 Oh, she's super bad. Oh, she's super bad. She's a diamond diva. Oh, she's super bad. She's a diamond. 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 Oh, she's super bad. She's a diamond diva. Oh, she's super bad. She's a diamond. 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 Oh, she's super bad. She's a diamond diva. Oh, she's super bad. She's a diamond. 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 Oh, she's super bad. She's super bad. She's a diamond diva. Oh, she's super bad. She's a diamond. 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 Oh, she's super bad. Super bad. She's a diamond diva. Oh, she's super bad. She's a diamond. She's a diamond. She's a diamond. She's a diamond. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Oh, she's super bad. Oh, she's super bad.
Hey y'all.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Welcome to Girls Talk, ladies. Let's go ahead and introduce ourselves.
Well, I'm Shavonne. As y'all know from last time, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you at all times.
Hi, my name is Tequila. I said I am the table, but what I do bring to the table is the ugly truth.
There you go.
And I am Raven, your host with the most. Glad to be here on this good Sunday evening, ready to dive straight into these topics.
Yes.
Let's get to it.
All right, so you know I love a good TikTok, and Tequila actually sent me this TikTok right here. So we're gonna watch a quick little clip.
Women don't like dudes who got their own, who don't need them. They rather deal with men who are not that intellectually aggressive, who gonna let them say what they want and do what they want. They rather deal with a man like, not saying you like that, but most women out here don't want to deal with a man who gonna say, baby, nah, don't wear that. Nah, baby, don't talk like that. They don't really want to deal with that. They rather deal with a dude who let them say and do whatever they want to do. And they think if a man be a man, he's toxic.
So my question was, do you fuck with a real woman?
Let me answer that question.
And the reason why I asked
I'm
is
listening.
because if you fuck with a real woman, she's going to agree with you. Hey, maybe I shouldn't step outside wearing this,
I respect that,
this
baby.
nasty ass shit.
Let me answer that. This is the problem. The real woman is standing too close to the hose, so we don't know the difference until we start talking to y'all. No, listen. I met a lot of women. It don't mean, I don't care if they from the hood. I don't care if they got two parents. Their interests are the same. It's like right now, right? If you see 10 lions coming down the street, are you gonna try to figure out which lion gonna bite your ass or not? You're gonna be like them 10 lions. So unfortunately, the real woman agree with too much shit that these hoes is on, so we don't know the fucking difference.
All right, we apologize for some of that lame. All right. Yeah, we had some language sensitivity going on. But how do we feel? Do we feel like women like real men? How do you feel about his stance on that topic?
Well, I'm a real woman, and of course, I would prefer a real man. Um, if I'm getting dressed and my spouse or significant other says to me, "Hey, that's a little revealing. Maybe you should change." I'm gonna be like, "Okay, that's what's up." You know what I'm saying? I cover this up, or I change, or I address the situation. Now, do I want a father telling me what to wear? No, that's different. It's two different things. A real man versus an aggressive alpha male telling me what to do. It's a difference.
Yeah,
Big
I
difference.
agree. I agree with that as far as, the way you approach the situation. But I also say, just to mix it up a little bit, is with the female, it's like a lot of us do pretend like we are different, and, we bring something different to the table when in reality, like what he said, you can't really tell the difference from the wife and the whores, because we agree with a lot of stuff that we shouldn't. We
Okay,
really do.
but pause, because I took offense to this.
Hmm.
Because first and foremost, when men call women whores,
Hmm.
what makes a woman a hoe?
The same thing that make them whores.
What- So I feel like, we got so much going on with men trying to tell us how to be women.
And
And
I agree with
Right.
that
I agree with that.
100%.
men trying to tell women what you should and what you should not be. That's a no for me.
Yes, I do agree with
And
that too.
he was giving me those kind of vibes in this video.
He was coming off very strong and aggressive to me. He was coming
Yeah.
off very, and I would take him as someone as a controlling person. Like, probably he'll be controlling his significant other.
Okay, but so what I think the problem is, though, honestly, this day and time, like, it has always been this way, but it hasn't been glamorized in such a way until, like, we start seeing it come out a lot in our hip hop culture, is that women are glorifying a man's money versus who he actually is to her. So I think
Oh,
the real problem is, you know, we want a good man, but we'll sacrifice the good man to get something. Can I get my bills paid? Can I get my
Hmm.
car? Can I get my house?
Hmm.
Those kind of things are now prioritized and glamorized versus saying, I got a good man, I got a provider, a man who takes care of me type thing. So they're going after, I don't know a good way to say it. Women are chasing the check and they're glamorizing. We are glamorizing chasing the check right now.
yeah.
And for us doing that, that's where we put ourselves in a situation where you have guys that say stuff like this. Well, I don't know the difference. And, how a woman's supposed to act. When men feel like, okay, I'm providing for you, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm taking care of you, I'm treating you like my kid, so I got to teach you like a kid. You know what I mean? Like, when you allow a man to and that's nothing, don't get me wrong, there is nothing wrong with a man coming in and paying all the bills if that's what he chooses to do, and taking care of you if that's what he chooses to do. There's nothing wrong with that. But when we make that our, top tier things that we want from a man, we expect to get certain stuff from those type of men. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna come with that, oh, okay, well, I'm paying all the bills, but you do what you want to do. No, those type of guys come with that, hey, I'm paying the bills, so you see what you're wearing, that's too much. You see what you're doing, that's too much. Not all, but most of them. Because see, look at the aggression of that guy on that video when he feel like that.
I agree with that too.
Yeah, I also agree. I
Somebody
guess.
said lies.
I
Shout out to
think
Risk Taker checking in, and then we have Alicia checking in, and she said that I saw one of her comments. It said that I don't chase the chick because I have my own.
There you go.
ain't nothing wrong with that either. There
No,
ain't nothing wrong with that.
nope.
And I'm definitely not chasing a check because I I guess I'm gonna just let me speak from experience. That's what we're here to do. Speak from experience. When you chase a check, it's certain things that you just gonna have to deal with that person. If you want their money, you're gonna have to deal with their attitude. You're gonna have to deal with their responses. You're gonna have to deal with everything that comes with them. So be careful, ladies, because we are in this day and age where people are chasing a check. So be careful what comes along with that check.
Yes. Oh, and here's the thing, you know, I'm not gonna say that I'm chasing the check, but I do want a man to show that he's sweet on me. Like, I like
Yes.
that old school. I still like that old school charm, that old school just courtship. I like all that. So, I may not ask for a house, if I'm not his wife, so I may not ask for a house, but I don't want to ask for anything. That's who I am, period. I feel like a man is gonna give me what he wants me to have. If I'm that woman, he's gonna give me what he wants me to have. But I'm liking the flowers. I'm liking the just because it Wednesdays. I'm liking the
Yes.
when I'm at dinner, he may slide that Zell's bag across the table with the bracelet in it, that I was looking at the other day. Those kind of things. So I wouldn't say that I'm check chasing, but I still think at our core, we want good men.
Yes.
Absolutely.
If you're trying to have something at your core, you want a good man. But then there are some women who are not family oriented, who are not trying to have the kids. They want to have a good time, and that's what they're looking for. And I think the issue with men is they are not out here. They say they want a good woman. They try to flip it on us like we don't want the good men, but they chasing the one that fits that prototype that does not want a husband or a family. And then those women,
Exactly.
the ones of us who are over here wanting the husbands and the family, they moving us out the way because we don't have our butts out.
We don't fit that
We don't fit
criteria.
that
Yeah.
criteria.
Right.
It's not fair to
Yeah.
put it all on us.
Exactly. And then go and say, well, I want a real woman, but I can't tell the difference. You can't because you still searching in the same spots that you used to search in when you find your quote unquote whore, and you looking for a wife in that same spot. You can't do that. That's like crazy talk. And you can tell from the guy in that video that he didn't change. Like when you looking for a certain type of woman, that's the same if I'm looking for a certain type of man. If I don't want a guy that's in the streets, why am I still in the streets looking for him? If I want a hard-working man, I need to
That's
go where
it.
hard-working men are at. You know what I'm saying? You
Exactly.
can't find a queen in the club every night and expect her to be a woman. And every time you go in the club, she in there just as much as you are. Like, that sounds like a personal problem.
Facts.
I
And then,
agree. I totally agree.
I sit back, and I listen to women talk. I listen to men talk. So I had the best of both worlds because I have male friends and I have female friends. And my male friends, I will hear them hollering, I want a wife, I want a wife, I want a wife. But they looking for a slim face and a big butt. But she don't know how to cook and she can't take care of her kids. But that's what they looking at. And I'm like, but you said you wanted a wife. Why are you still looking at that? And then my female friends, and I'm gonna keep it real. They got a man for this. They got a man for that. They got a man for this, just to add up to that one payment they trying to make. And I feel like sis, that's too much. You putting in too much. You need to be able to find all that in one place. Like, on that note, I can't chase the chick on that level.
No.
Because that's too. I mean, I need to be able to get it all in one place.
I
Thank
agree.
you.
I agree.
I
I
agree
agree with you.
100%.
I agree with you, Raven, on that
That's
one.
too much work. You feel me?
Yes.
That's too much work. I need to be able to get it all in one place. I can't have one for this, one for that, and one for this.
I don't know how they do it. I can't give my energy out that much. Like I'm already stressed out with one person because you got people come with a lot of stuff. You listen to that person's problem, you listen to what they got going on, you figuring out what y'all got going on. And then you gotta go over here and figure out what this dude got going, what this. That's too much. Like at some point in time, I have to be honest. Yeah, sometimes I get in my ways where I feel like, oh, I want 2 or 3 different guys that I want to talk to, and that might last for a good 2 weeks. And after that, it's like I don't have that much time to give y'all or energy to give you where I'm just constantly, because people are different. So I'm constantly listening to and being around different stuff that I just don't have the space in my life to do. Like if I want to talk to one person and that's it. I don't care if I'm in the dating stage. I don't want to date around. I just want to talk to one person because people come with too much.
And it's sad, and I think we had a conversation, Shavonne, the other day about this, basically saying that I know it's hard for you out there in this dating field because you never know what these men intentions really are. Hey,
Exactly.
the first week we're good, the second week we're good. Then I don't know if y'all go by this 90-day rule, but I wonder, do it change after they get that hidden agenda out of the way?
Exactly.
You understand what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And also I see Julia stated that a woman isn't defined by her clothing. No, it's not. But first appearance is
It's the
everything.
lasting appearance.
Mhm.
We have to remember that regardless of how we feel about, you know, revealing ourselves. And I have to honestly say I'm one of them type of women that I like to be revealing at times. But it comes with stuff. It comes with consequences. Anything you do come with consequences. But that's the
And as a woman, we got to understand that how we dress determines how a man approaches us. And that is real.
exactly.
Like,
It
I'm not
does.
gonna
It
lie. I
does.
like to push the cleavage up.
Yes.
I like to show off
Yes.
the waist. I like to show off the waistline. And
Yes.
so you can see the thickness. But I try to do it in a very concealed way. Like I'm not
Exactly.
showing as much skin, but I want you to see the curves.
Exactly.
So that kind of thing. I want you to know that I'm I am who I am, but I still have that sex appeal. Because honestly, as women, we want to feel sexy.
Yes.
Yes.
I think that's that gift that Eve blessed us with. That exotic sex appeal. It all started in the garden.
Yeah.
And we as women, we possess that trait that we want to exude that level of sexiness. And actually it's a sign of confidence. But I'm not wearing, I don't do the sheer and the mesh and all that. But I want the girls to sit up. I want the hips to poke out.
Be careful with Eve, Raven. You know she cursed us too.
Yeah, we still mad at her about that part. But you know what I'm saying? Like I think it's in our nature to just be sexy, to be exotic, because we are women. We are the vessel to the universe.
Yeah.
So, naturally men are gonna gravitate towards us anyhow. But some of us we got it.
Yeah.
We're beautiful. I think any woman has it. You just got to know how they're situated. So, and I don't think you have to be naked to be sexy.
No.
Right. Let's just be honest. If we're going out, our Sunday morning attire is not going to be what we wear. Let's just be honest. We are going to want to be sexy. We want to and let's just be honest. We want to feel desired. Who doesn't want to be desired at some point? No, I don't want to. Now, let me make it clear. I don't want no one to lust over me. I don't want to be put in this typical stereotype bracket where if we're all together and say I'm wearing something provocative, and because I'm wearing something provocative, they automatically assume that, okay, well, that she looking for a good time. And the men would be wrong to assume that we're all together and we're all looking for a good time. That's just not right. And that was to relate back to the video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So and I totally agree with that. But I think that as much as men try to put it on us, like we're not looking for a good man, but they ain't looking for no good women either. They're
looking for a good time.
Yeah, and it sounds good. It sounds good to say I'm looking for this, but I can't find it because it's hidden behind this. that sounds like something personal, because to me, you attract what you are. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, I can't sit and say I don't run into good guys, because I do. But it's up to me to choose if they're good guys who I want to talk to or not. You know, do I continue to want to talk to the guys that is emotionally unavailable, or the ones that actually give me the time of day? Because men are like women, regardless if they want to admit to it or not. Is you get accustomed to what you used to. If you used to dating this type of woman and you meet someone else, of course you're not gonna know the difference, because you don't know what to look for. You don't know what to look for in a woman to be different for you. You know, you look for the outer stuff. Oh, look how she dressed. Look how this and that. But not really sitting back and having a real one-on-one conversation with that woman and seeing like, wow, she's very intelligent. Wow, I can see myself moving forward with her. No, because you're so stuck on that outer appearance. Oh, is her butt big enough? Is her waist small enough? You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Riz Taker said, y'all will leave the good guy for a bad boy. And then he also asked, what are y'all looking for? So what are we looking for?
I'm looking for somebody where you can stimulate my mind instead of my body. I'm looking for someone. Well, I done found someone that
There you go.
stimulates me on a whole different level. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yes, I was looking for someone who added to me, who wants to help me be better tomorrow. You
Thanks.
understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for somebody to help me build financially as well. You understand? So
Yeah.
I'm not looking for financial support, but I'm looking for somebody to help me build.
Yes.
And
Well,
I'm gonna have to say, like, I've gotten to a
go,
point
babe.
that I've gotten to a point where like I have stopped looking. I know that I want a good man and I know how I desire to be treated. But when I feel like when we go looking, that's where we go wrong. So I'm like, God, just send him on down, and send him on down, God, and send out a man who is confident enough in himself to be a mate to a confident woman, because that's the issue I run into. I'm not gonna lie, like every guy I meet is like, you too headstrong. Can't nobody tell you nothing.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on, are you looking for a woman? Or are you looking for a pet that you can
A
train?
doormat.
Or do you want a child? Because you're not gonna tell me that you trying, I'm too strong. I'm like, shouldn't you want a strong woman? Like, so I don't understand, I don't understand that. So I walk solo because of that reason right there. If I'm not looking for nobody, God send him on down, because when you made him for me, he mine, he for me, I'll take him. But at this point, the search is over. He just gonna
Exactly.
have to show up.
Exactly. And me personally, I want someone that I'm equally yoked with, meaning that your beliefs are what I believe in. Meaning, if I'm big on, having a relationship with God, that's my first and foremost. I'll come over here and clown and I have fun, but to the most part, I need a man that's going to keep me on that mental path of putting God first in everything that I do, regardless of what it is. That's not afraid to pray with me. That's not
What she
afraid to,
said.
let me know when
Mm.
I need to go to God versus going to people. And someone that I can have an open dialogue with, meaning I can tell him any and everything and not worry about, being judged or being looked at any type of way other than who I am. You know, those type of guys that's not afraid to push forward and him growing and me growing too. Cause some guys they say they want to grow, but they really like to stay where they're at. And someone that is gonna, regardless of how bad the next female is gonna feel like, you know what? I don't care how you look on the outside, you have nothing on my back. You know what I mean? Like that he gonna carry that attitude wherever he go, because everything that I ask for is something that I'm willing to give. You know, Like they say, what you bring to the table. What I bring to the table, I hope you can bring something to the table too, other than just being a fine guy that dressed nice and got some money. Now, don't get me wrong, I want that, but I'll take that guy that's not that appealing to the eye, but he make me feel like the woman I'm supposed to, be. Like, that's the type of guy I want.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to feel like a priority. Exactly.
And
Exactly.
we all want to feel like a priority.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we should want to attract attract who you are too. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, I'm not about to say, well, lower your standards for any means. Don't lower your standards. But sometimes you have to look beyond that physical appearance. Sometimes you have to. Nobody wants to be with somebody they don't want to take out in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Look at Raven.
I know.
Nobody don't want to be with somebody, but sometimes you gotta look. You have to. You just have to sometimes. Not saying, like I said, I'm definitely not saying lower your standards by any means. Not lowering your standards, but do something different for a change. Take a risk.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
I need you to go ahead now. You talking in code. I need you to decode it. I need you to talk to me straight. So you telling me that? No, you telling me that I need to show a little attention to the men that people might say are a little less attractive.
I didn't say that. Some people can be attractive. Some people can just gotta be fixed up.
Some guys are less attractive to me, but it's the. I gotta keep it real.
Keep it real.
It's okay. I done dated guys that to me are not my type, but it's those would be the ones that actually sit down and listen to me. Those are the ones that pay attention to what my needs are. Those are the ones that I ain't gotta tell over and over again what I need or what I need them to do. Because once I tell them once, they just looking like it. Okay, well, if she is telling me this, then okay, maybe I need to change the way I am, or just change the approach. Not change him, but change your way of you approach. You're approaching me.
Janetta, I'm not going to fix them up for the next one now.
Now that I agree, I'm not saying that. No.
Now wait a minute. Now wait a minute. Let me get to Tanetta. Let me say this before I lose my train of thought. Okay. I'm not talking about Tanetta fix them up for the next one. I ain't saying fix them up for the next one, but you probably trying to get somebody for you, right? Mm-hmm. You probably need to fix him for you. I ain't saying fix him for the next person.
But okay, so I will say this. I do feel like people, to me, who say they gotta look a certain way, they gotta do this, they gotta look like this, they gotta, they gotta be this size. Somebody asked me would I date I don't know what's the term. We say plus size women. So plus size man. Somebody asked me would I date a plus size man? Because everybody who know me know I like tall, skinny men. I don't know why. It's just about a tall, skinny man. That's what I like. But would I date outside of that? Yeah, of course. Because I feel like our beauty, our physical appearances are temporary. We all got to age. Gravity is going to set it in place. But a teddy bear has never approached me. So I've never dated one, but I don't, so I don't, I can't say that. I think it's shallow to say I will only date one type of person. But
right.
If that teddy bear stepped to me, and I like clean cut men too now. I like a clean cut man, that kind of thing. But if he approaches me, I wouldn't say, oh, I can't talk to him because he a teddy bear. I'm gonna get a teddy bear chance.
Exactly.
Now, and then, don't look at people as beautiful or ugly. I think you got to look at them like a piece of art.
Raven, I done did community service before. I done did community service. I done did that before. I don't want to have to continue to do community service.
Art, because we are all beautiful in our
Baby
own
said
way.
like a work of
You got to
art.
give him a good
Baby said, look at him like a work of art.
yes. You got to give him a good look because it's something about that man that is going to be beautiful. You know,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
no,
I
it's
agree
something
with
about that
you.
man. He may have the prettiest smile, the prettiest teeth,
Yeah.
that dark skin, that midnight black. I don't care.
Mhm.
That's beautiful.
It is.
You know
It
what I'm
is.
So those kind of things, you got to look at them like a piece of art. And it ain't. Sometimes I have seen some very unattractive men and women. I see it every day. They are very unattractive, but they know how to dress their butts off, and
Yeah.
that is what makes them look attractive.
Yeah.
And I've seen some beautiful people, nice looking people, but their attitudes and the way they act towards people make them so
Make them
ugly.
very ugly. Make
Yeah,
them
Somebody
very
please send me
ugly.
a Gerald Levert.
yeah. That man
I know, right?
who
Lord.
is the vice president of the bank, he may be the ugliest, most nerdy dude you have ever met, but he can dress his butt off. He smell good. He's charming. He has good manners. That's attractive to me.
But can I throw a little monkey wrench in there? What about these okay, not so attractive guys? I won't say ugly. I'll say not so attractive. Guys that okay, they get the woman that is pretty or whatever they consider is out of their league. And then they start acting like they are, that guy. Cause you got some of those guys that'll do that, that are not so attractive, that'll get with a woman that before he got with that woman, nobody paid him no attention. But because if people want to admit it or not, a pretty woman bring other women
Oh,
to an
that's right.
ugly guy.
He made him relevant.
Exactly.
And sometimes
Exactly.
Exactly.
powerful men will use beautiful women to make them relevant.
Yeah.
Y'all know, man. Y'all know this hit so close to home, man.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do this with
Yes,
y'all today.
Julius, they are lame.
Yes, I see that all the time too.
Yes.
Nobody was looking at him,
Nobody.
but now
Nobody.
he got that girl on his arm. Now he big ish popping.
Yes. Now
They
he
say
done.
they're the ones you got to worry about, the ones that ain't cute.
Exactly. That's in my dating years. Those are the guys that brought me the most trouble. Are the guys that when I first met them, I was not that attracted to them. That I did not find them that handsome. But as I allowed them,
Oh, we lost Shavonne for a
they
minute.
look like anymore and start looking like, I'm sorry about that. My camera went out. But start looking at, how they were and how they talked to me, and then I got interested in them and gave them all my attention. And now they off because the next woman looking like, oh, well, she giving him attention. He must got something, valuable. So they start paying them attention and they forget where they started off at. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, you was with him when he was in the gym, shooting in the gym. Then now he want to go out to somebody else. And then
Yes.
here's my thing too. Like, that's why I'm not taking on any projects. I'm sorry, I'm not taking on any project.
I
She ain't
agree.
got time for no fixer
Yeah,
upper. She's
I'm
not
not
doing
doing
it.
it.
She's not.
I'm not,
If the
that
car, if the warranty, the expired rating is done.
is
It's
done.
over.
You gonna have to come to me sale ready.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
ain't fixing nothing
100%.
up.
Oh my God. Oh
All right,
man.
Jazz said, at any point, do you feel like you out of man's league and vice versa?
Oh, absolutely. I remember a time
Yeah.
I used to be afraid to even approach a guy. Well, I never really approached men.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was afraid of rejection.
Yeah.
So yes, if I used to see these clean cut guys and I'm not dressed up the part, absolutely, I'm not
Mhm.
finna approach them, and I'm just not finna make myself look foolish.
Yep.
And I'm gonna say I have never felt like I was out of a guy's league or he was out of my league, because I'm not gonna lie. I like me a good professional man, but I like me a guy with a little street in him too.
You hear me?
So
Hey,
you could
hey,
put me in the streets. You could put me in the White House. I'm gonna dress the part. I'm gonna speak that language. I'm gonna talk that talk, and I can fend for myself.
You
It
hear
just
me?
depends on what I want in that season.
Yes.
You got to know what you want and why you want it.
Yes.
Okay, so it's never that I'm out of that league. You got to know how to. You have to know how to attract a man with your language. I'll say you got to know who you talking to and who you dealing with. But it's easy to pull a man. So now I'm single by choice. Don't get it wrong. It ain't that I can't pull them. I can pull them. But do I want the headache? You know, it's a price you got to pay to deal with it. Whatever man you choose to deal with. Do
Yes.
I want the headache? So he could be from the boardroom. He could be in the White House. He could be at the four-way. If I want him, I can get him.
you
That's
better
right.
go.
You
That
better
ain't nothing.
tell
That
them.
ain't nothing but confidence, baby. I love it.
Yes,
But
me
but
too.
I'm not. I just never. I just never approached the guy, man. That's just not in my nature. I feel like on the prize. Chase me. Come get me.
I
You know what I'm
agree.
saying? But
I
So you
agree.
have never shot your shot before.
I ain't never
Yeah.
shot my shot, man.
Let me
You
tell
know,
y'all, I'm gonna
I
be honest.
okay. Go
I
ahead.
this one guy, I ain't gonna call no name, but if he watching, he know who he is. Like I shot my shot. It's like 2 years ago I shot my shot. Then it seemed like he just started biting back this year. But I said, what if I'm doing all this and he ain't working with no monster?
Ooh. Now that's a waste of time.
Now that's a waste of time.
That's a waste.
That'll be a waste of time.
That's a waste
But
of
I
time.
did shoot my shot though.
Yeah.
So I think it's okay.
Can I say? I'm gonna say this, and it might sound crazy. When I shoot my shot, I I done shot my shot before. When I shoot my shot, it's like I have more fun with those guys than the guys that shoot their shots at me. Because 9 times out of 10, the one that shoot their shots at me, I'm not that interested in. You know what I mean? And I have to build up the interest with them. But the guys that I shoot my shot with, I kind of see, and it's gonna sound crazy, but I kind of see what men get out of the chase. And I ain't gonna say I chase no man. No, I do not. But it's a different feeling to me when I go after, well, shoot my shot at a guy, meaning let a guy know that I'm interested. And 9 times out of 10, he interested too. It's just that, he probably just felt like maybe I'm in a relationship or, I'm not available at that time. But I don't know. I enjoyed my relationship that I was in when I shot my shot.
Well, that's what's up. I
Yeah.
commend y'all ladies for shooting
Yeah,
your
because
shot.
Yeah,
shooting your
I
shot
done
is not
shot my
chasing a
shot.
man. And I feel like we live in a day and age now. If you want to step to him,
Yeah.
let him. If you
Yes.
Mm.
want to step to him, if you got your eyes on it, say so.
Yes. I try to pick something that I feel like out of my league just to give me a little, test and see, okay, am I,
You like a
can I,
challenge.
The
yes,
test,
a
baby,
little
it's all about
challenge.
the test. Yeah, and you never know. They probably could be thinking the same thing. And
Yeah.
men are shy. You think women are shy? It's some shy men out here too.
Yes, it is. It
Yeah,
is. And
Well,
sometimes
if you don't
they just
make
need that woman to open them up.
open the
if
door.
Yeah.
if we don't make eye to eye contact, if you can't read what I'm saying with my eyes, then that's
It's
it.
over.
I look
I
at you, we
feel
made eye to eye contact. That means you supposed to come here. But if you didn't come here, that means keep it pushing.
I
Keep it
feel
pushing.
I
All right,
feel you.
so what do y'all think about self-sabotage?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Maybe I self-sabotage myself.
I think I have in ways, not just relationships, but life in general. It's been things that I've self-sabotaged. And because I have felt like maybe I'm not worthy enough, or maybe, just the negative talk of things that make me self-sabotage in my life. And so,
And
I think subconsciously we're all guilty of doing it because
yes,
I'm like, how do I self-sabotage myself? And the first thing I thought of was that I overthink.
yes, yes.
I'm an
yeah,
overthinker.
overthinker.
Like, so, and I think I need to, I think that's one way of sabotaging myself. And, sometimes you just got to take a chance
Yeah.
and go for it. But before I take a chance, I'm not going to lie, I overthink. So I will map it out 5 different outcomes or 10 different outcomes before I actually put something into place.
But to me, is that self-sabotage though? Or that really looking out for yourself? Because many times that I done overthought a situation, it helped me. I'm not gonna say every single time, but majority of the time that I done overthought a situation, it helped me. And I can say like when I done been like, okay, and to me, when it comes to making a decision in any area in your life, when I've been comfortable with making a quick decision, okay, yeah, all right, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna go and do it. It, it worked out. But sometimes I say in relationships because it's girl talking. We talk a lot about relationships. When I done overthought about a relationship or looked at things in a lot of different areas, that saved me. That saved me a lot of time and energy of pushing forward in a situation that could have broke me. I ain't gonna say every time, but majority of the time that I done. Oh, hold on, Shavonne. I don't know about this one now, because listen to what he said, and I done ran through a conversation forward and backwards 3-4 different times. It saved me from an issue. I'll be honest about it.
I see where you're coming from with that. I can understand where you're coming from with that. I think my biggest sign for self-sabotaging is procrastination. I procrastinate a lot. I feel like if it's something that doesn't require my attention right away, I push it to the side. Next thing I know, I done pushed it to the side. Here come 3 days later, been pushed to the side. Next thing you know, here come a week, pushed to the side. So I think I need to get out of there procrastination.
Yes.
Okay, and then I saw this quote that said, "Not everybody has access to me."
That's good though.
That's real good.
Has access
That's
to
good.
But so that's the thing. I feel like another way we self-sabotage is we don't set boundaries.
That's true.
We don't set
That's true.
boundaries for ourselves, and we don't set boundaries for the people we invite into our lives.
Yes.
I agree.
Everybody shouldn't be able to touch you, and everybody shouldn't be able to touch you the same way. So one way we sabotage ourselves is about granting people too much access.
Yes.
I think.
And I think with that being said, that's that saying not being able to say no to people. Sometimes you just have to say no and look out for self.
Yes.
Because people will drain you dry. They will drain you. It can be draining, whether we're talking about a relationship, a friendship, family will drain you if you allow them to.
Yeah.
Yes, and so that's that people pleasing.
I just want to say that. There you go, Raven.
That's that
people pleasing.
Yeah. Want to make everybody happy. And I had somebody fuss at me about that yesterday. And they were like, "You do so much for other people. When are you gonna do something for yourself?"
Yep.
Kind of thing. Then that made me self-reflect, like, okay, but I like to have a good time.
Yes.
Like, I like to have a good time. I feel like life is short. But he was just like, it don't take that with everybody. You could do something by yourself.
True.
Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna start doing. So I think oftentimes we do things not for the glorification of ourselves, but for the glorification of others, the people around us, whether it be your mate, whether it be your family, whether it be your kids. You just want to see them smile. So you make those sacrifices on the back end that nobody else sees to make these people happy.
Yep.
I just agree with Alyssa. We don't have consequences for those people who cross our boundaries. We don't we keep giving them chances and opportunities
Opportunities, yep.
instead of just, hey, look, this is not for me. Some things are better left alone. Some You got to make yourself happy first. That's correct. That's correct. You got to make yourself happy.
Okay, here's one that's important. You self-sabotage yourself when you don't have cheerleaders in your circle.
No support group. That means you don't have any support. You don't have a support system.
Yep.
And if somebody always downing you and telling you that you can't do something, what that does, that self-reflect to yourself, then, oh, well, I can't do this. I'm not capable of doing this because such and such said so, or such and such did this. Man,
And who is
we
such
have
a
to.
fair play?
Mm.
Like, so I think that's something we have to evaluate. The people that we allow to put words and thoughts into our minds, like what role do they play to us anyway?
Yeah. But
Yeah,
you got to be careful with the people that you allow in your ear, because at the end of the day, you don't want no one in your ear that's not moving forward when it comes to them in their life, as far as like making sure their goals are being, met, and what they're doing, they're pushing forward in it. I had to check myself, checking all the friends that I had around me. You got to check the communication. If I'm talking to you and, just say me, Raven, me and you, Keela, Raven, we talking about, okay, hey, I want to jump on this project. And Raven, first thing is, hey, yeah, I'm with you, push forward. You can do it. And Keela, be like, okay, yeah, but, you get that, but start with the negativity. Not saying
right.
that's what happened with us, but just an example. You got to check that. I'm sorry, Keela, at the end of the day, you don't need that type of energy around you when you are trying to push forward in something in your life. I had to check my so-called friends, family members, and stuff like that when it comes to what I feel like I want to do in my life. You might not feel like you could do it, but don't cut my wings. A lot of people done cut their wings already, and they feel like misery love company. They might
They
not
do.
mean nothing by it, but they haven't accomplished nothing in their life that's even worth getting advice from them for. You know what I mean? Like, we got to check our surroundings. We have to check the people and you cannot be afraid to do that. Because once you, oh, well, that's my folks, and we've been family for forever. So what?
Yeah,
Don't
and
mean you don't love them.
yeah, but that relationship, it has expired at this
Exactly.
point.
Yes.
That's something we
Exactly.
fail to understand as people. Like, everybody can't go with you, and everybody can't grow with you. So I
Exactly.
think that's that thing we have to real. We want to take everybody, and then look,
Yep.
people, they down the ride, but you don't know what they down the ride for.
Exactly.
Everybody ain't riding to cheer you on and to lift you up or to push you when you get close to the finish line. It's some people that are riding just to watch your downfall.
Yes.
That's what you
Exactly.
gotta understand.
Exactly.
There's some
Some
people that
people.
riding because they don't know where your favor come from. They trying to
Yes.
figure out
Yeah.
how you do it.
Yes.
Right.
They trying to tap into where does her strength come from?
Yep.
What's her secret? They
Mhm.
over there trying to assimilate,
Yep.
which means they copying,
Yep.
but they can't
Yep.
figure out how you moving. So you got to figure out why they ride. Because
Yep.
everybody ain't your cheerleader. But when
No.
you realize that they not cheering for you on your team, you got to let them go. Terminate that. Because that, I'm telling you, that is poison. Everything about that is poison.
Exactly.
And you know what you have to do when that happens? You have to challenge them when they stand between you and your goals. You have to see exactly where they stand, because it's hard. It's hard trying to make it and you don't have a support system. It's hard trying to
Yeah.
make it when you have those, well, I wouldn't do this because such and such did it, and it didn't happen. Who does that? Who does that? That is a negative people, and like Shavonne said, misery loves company.
Mhm. And we don't need none of that. I mean, you have to save yourself the trouble, that energy, but I think that's just in us, and especially with us being women, that nurturing side of us, like I can keep them, or I can save them,
Yeah.
or I can help them too. Nope, you can't. You cannot do that for everybody.
It'll
So,
drain you. It'll end up draining you. You trying to help
Yes.
everybody. Who gonna help Ike?
help,
You right though.
me.
Who gonna help Ike?
Who's gonna help? Right now, look. Generational curses, while we're on this topic of self-sabotaging, is a huge issue. We got
This is how you can break a generational curse within your bloodline and free your descendants, free your family from ever having to experience the things that you are currently experiencing in your lifetime. Number one, unsweep all that mess out from underneath that rug, baby. No more family secrets, no more protecting the family, none of that stuff. Nuke your family if you have to, expose your abuser if you have to, do what you got to do, confront, have those uncomfortable conversations, confront the things that the people that came before you never ever wanted to talk about. You be the one to bring it up. You be the one to ruin Thanksgiving dinner. You. Number two, identify the patterns that are in your family. If the same thing keeps happening in your family, generation after generation after generation, the same thing happened to your grandmother, that happened to your mother, that's happening to you, you need to be the one to break that pattern. I'm talking patterns of abuse. I'm talking patterns of trauma. I'm talking patterns of divorce, patterns of poverty, literally anything that is present within your family. You have to identify it, realize it, so that you can break it and stop it. And I fully realize that so many of these things are fully out of our control, right? Such as disease or trauma or divorce or things of that nature. But what you need to do is you need to identify the pattern first, so that you can then identify what is actually in your control to fix and break. And number three is the big one. It's also the hardest one. You need to do the work, baby. I'm talking do the work. Everybody always talking about do the work, do the work, do the work. Here's the fact of the matter. And the bottom line is that those who came before you, your parents, your grandparents, and etc., there are things within their lifetimes that they were not able to do for you. Okay? Because of that, there is a lot of slack that you need to pick up within your lifetime. And that is not to discredit those who came before you, because they have their own battles to face. They have their own sacrifices to make. But I need you to understand that it is up to you. You are here for the purpose of doing the work while you are here, baby. And I'm here to tell you right now, it is not going to be easy. The road is long. The road is tough. That's why the work didn't get done before. But I need you to know the work is rewarding. The reward will pay off for generations because of what you will accomplish in your lifetime. Let that sink in. And anytime you feel overwhelmed, you feel like it's too much, you feel like you can't handle the amount of work that needs to be done, because I know, baby, I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot. I need you to remind yourself that there is a reason why you have the understanding that you do, why you know the things that you know, why you see the things that you see. There's a reason why you incarnated on this planet at this particular crossroads time period in human history. Not 50 years in the past, not 50 years in the future. You're here right now in 2022 for a reason. Don't you ever forget that, okay? You can do it, baby. We got this.
Okay.
that was a good little clip.
I like
Yeah,
that.
that was. I like that.
So, and me and my brother, we have been having this conversation a lot. And like, I told him, I see the vision, I see how it started, but it's up to us. It's in our hands. We lost our dad, and I was telling him that a lot of people lose their mothers, their fathers, and they don't pass them anything down. But when we inherited something, so we got to finish it. That kind of thing. So we have to finish it. And right now I got a building mentality. Like I just want to build. I want to grow. Like, what am I going to leave for my child?
Exactly.
And I feel like you don't have all day, or you don't have your whole life to do it. Put it in the works now, kind of thing. And that's what I've been telling my brother. And I think sometimes I talk to him, he may feel like I'm applying pressure, but that's when diamonds form.
That's true.
They form under pressure. So it's like there are some generational curses we have to break. And I feel like with every generation in the family, the quality of life should improve.
I agree.
Yes.
So you have to finish the work.
Yes.
Your parents, your grandmother started it, your parents passed the torch. And when it's in your hands, you got to go as far as you can go with it. But then there are also those things as a culture and Black people, we say, shh, you can't talk about that. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like it goes hand in hand. Like in transparency, the way I grew up in my household, with a lot of dysfunction. So that molded me to say, okay, I'm not gonna be a dysfunctional person. And I'm not. And it's just certain things that correlate with dysfunction, I'm not tolerating it.
Exactly.
Now, due to those circumstances, I did develop some negative traits. Like if I don't like something, I'll drop it. I wouldn't say that I'm a runner. I'm going to say that I would say, I don't like that. I don't like that. And then when you act like you don't want to hear me, I'm gone. Because
Yeah.
I told you that I didn't like that kind of thing. So I feel like we are products of our environment, but I also feel like when you know better, you do better.
You do better.
You do better.
Exactly. That's true.
That kind of thing.
I agree. And when it comes to, generational curses and trying to, making the generation that coming after us better, is to identify what you feel like is a bad trait in, your generation. And just for example, or whatever, if, y'all been in generations after generation been side chicks, or generation after generation, marriage don't last that long, or if their marriage do last that long, or whatever it is, you got to look at it and say, okay, this is something that is good to have that can pass from generation to generation, or this is something that I need to break now and show the generation that come after me, like, hey, you don't have to go this way. Just because our, ancestors or whatever had to go through this, don't mean we have to. They go through it so we don't have to. That's like with you all. To me, Raven, you and Keela can speak on this a lot more than me, because y'all have a generation that come after y'all kids. I don't have kids yet. So I just look at it as far as, I don't want to pass no negative traits to my kids that can, hinder them from growing, or they feel like, oh man, I got to spend this time to go through this, where I could have learned this from my mom or dad or whatever. And one thing I agree in the beginning of the video that she's saying, when in a family, you have to be honest about all the mess that done went on, that done happen or is happening in a family. And it ain't just being honest with the world, it's being honest with your family members, so that we're able to overcome situations. That's one thing I love about my mom, and it took a while for us to get there, is to have that open dialogue when it comes to family, when it comes to how my upbringing was, or whatever. You got to be able to be open and tell the truth about what done went on or what done happened, to be able to move forward.
Right.
Yeah.
And I agree with both of y'all. But when I'm sitting here thinking about generational curses, I automatically go back to my childhood. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm thinking about children rivalry. Why are you comparing children to each other? Why are you doing that? That'll do something to a child's self-esteem.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? Not only that, the down talking. Instead of, congregating amongst family, talking about this one particular person, then when somebody walk in the room, you can tell you was the topic of conversation, because it's like everything done dropped. Come on now.
Quiet now.
Everybody got quiet.
But see, that's that dysfunction that's that dysfunction that we did not realize was not normal until we had to go off or get around other people to say, you know what? The way they used to do that, that's not right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, so what do we do now? When it happens, you walk away from it.
Yeah.
You pull yourself away from, like, you pull yourself from there. Like, you know what, y'all? It's time for me to go and ride.
Right.
Yep. I got to get on, because I don't want any parts of that type thing. So I think that's, or I'm gonna be careful about what I expose my child to.
Yep.
Exactly.
I don't want my child to see those things or those parts, or or that kind of talk.
Right. And it's sad when your own family is not supportive of your accomplishments. Because at the end of the day, we can choose our friends and our friends, but we can't choose our family.
No, we can't. But we really can. As an adult, you can choose your family. You can choose who you want for real.
Yeah, you can
choose who you want to put yourself around, like
who you want to be around.
Exactly.
And then and at this day and age, you know, I appreciate my elders and I got love for my elders. And I believe that when you want wisdom, you have to go to the elders.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's some of the our elders carry on worse than we do.
Yes.
Yes, they do.
You know what I'm saying? You know, the elders are supposed to, I feel like they should be the ones to reroute us and or teach us how to avoid roadblocks.
Yes.
Or how to change course before we get to the wrong place. But it's some people, because the dysfunction was so real in their lives, they can't do that.
Yep.
They're not capable of doing that. So in that, when you realize that and you realize the environment from which you came, auntie might not be the right person to have that conversation with.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like she might not be the right person, or uncle may not be the right person. You may have to go to someone else for that. So and I think that's that wisdom that we have to have for ourselves. Like I've seen better, I understand better. This is the one I can't take it to mama.
Yes. Yes.
Because of the environment in which she grew up, she doesn't understand.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, that kind of thing. So I think we have to understand that anybody in our generation, we have to understand that like they grew up in a time when it was different. But I don't say, you know, people want to talk blood thicker than water, all this other nonsense. But family don't act like family all the time.
No.
You're right.
All families are packing some secrets. All family, and some of that envy is in the family.
Yes, it is.
So, I mean, you have
rivalry within the family. You have a rivalry within the family, which is crazy to me.
It's crazy talk. It's like, how can you pick a certain group of people or a person or a thing just because maybe this person might accomplish a little bit more than that person, and feel like you should put that person on a pedestal over someone else? Like, to me, that's something that is terrible when it comes to family. And I done seen it in a lot of family. Just me, you know, I've been in the military or whatever and meeting different varieties of people from different places on earth. And it's like, a lot of family do that. They feel like, oh, well, this person accomplished this, and this. So I'm going to put this person on a pedestal where this person might be a little bit more slower. Not saying that they don't have, you know, they're not smart enough or nothing like that, but their path might take them a different route. That's what I want to say. Their path might take them a different route where you will sit and put this person on the pedestal to try to make another person feel bad. Like, I never got that. I never understand that. And it comes from family members at times. You know what I mean? Like, I never would take any one of my family members and feel like one is better than the other because one that did something more than someone else or accomplished something before somebody else did it. You know, that don't make you a better person. That's just congratulations. Don't take their glory from them, but don't compare. Because with one child that might want to go to college and might want to be a doctor and see their life going this way, well, another one feel like, hey, I don't want to go to school, but I want to run my own business. And I want to build, you know, I want to build a business so my family can have. Who to say which is right or wrong? You feel me?
And for that person who everybody feels like made it, they're supposed to come back and pull one up with them.
Thank you. Exactly.
Hello.
Like, you got to pull somebody up with you. This should be an accolade for you. How you gonna break that generational curse? Because you about to pull your nieces up, you about to pull your nephews up, you about to pull your sister up, you about to pull your cousin up. That's how it's supposed to work. You can't keep knowledge to yourself.
You can't keep knowledge to yourself, but look,
this for you.
when you say that, Raven, it made me think about some things. When you say come back and help, their mindset might not be ready for it.
There
You
you
know what
go.
I'm saying? The mindset might
Exactly.
not be ready, not able to understand or to conform to a new way of thinking because it's so dysfunctional that they don't understand.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, how can I say this? I mean, for example, I appreciate being able to call my mother and able to talk to her, but it's just some things I'm not finna tell her.
Yeah.
It's
True.
some things I'm just not. I don't feel comfortable with experiencing or telling her to, because I know, hey, we come from two different generations.
Yeah.
Her way of thinking and answering the question is going to be totally different. And that's when like you said, Raven, that's when you step to someone else. That's when you go outside. You know what I'm saying? Of that. But it shouldn't be that way. It
Yeah.
shouldn't be that way. And that's what I want to do. I want to break that generational curse. If there's anybody that I can help, I'm going to do that.
And I
I
think,
agree.
that's where it starts. And Tanetta said we need to start talking about generational wealth. Well, yes, we do, but we're so afraid to put our family members on nowadays because we don't
Yeah.
want their Mercedes to be better than ours. That kind of thing.
Ex- which is crazy talk to me. You
Yeah.
know, I feel like this. When it comes to generational wealth, yes, we need to talk more about it. But in order to get to the generational wealth, we got to get to the generational mindset. Because
Right.
in order to even keep the generational wealth, you gotta be one-minded with that situation. Iron sharpen iron, right?
Yeah,
Meaning
it
that
does.
we
Right.
gotta all be on the same page of trying to keep that generational wealth. And I agree 100%. We need to, as you know, us, all of us are family. You know, to make sure the generation after us be successful. But we got to teach them that mindset also, because you can have all the money in the world, but don't know nothing what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be gone within a second. So we don't spend all this time building, breaking generational curve, building generational wealth. But we haven't taught these kids how to use it or how to use their brain. It's gonna be for nothing. It's gonna all be for nothing. And we're gonna all start all over again or trying to fight generational curses and trying to build generational wealth. We got to start with that brain, teaching your kids how, hey, you heard what auntie or uncle so and so said at that party. That's the open dialogue you got to have with your kids.
You have to.
You
And
got
that's
to.
one of the
That's not
things that I
right.
came across
Yeah,
with the that's one thing that I came across is keeping it open, keeping an open dialogue with your children.
exactly.
And with my kids, I don't sugarcoat things for them. I am so honest with them. Y'all can contest, both of y'all, see how I speak to my kids. However, I am not your friend. I am your mom. But you can come to me about everything. You can come to me about everything. I don't want them to ever feel like I can't go to my mom about
Mhm.
something. You understand what I'm saying? Like, my mom has always been honest and open with me. So that's where I'm breaking that generational curse at in my family. I want my kids to be able to come to me about any and everything. But
Mhm.
no, I'm not your friend. I'm still mama.
Exactly. You got to have that boundary. But you have it enough where your kids feel safe to come to you about stuff. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? That's what a lot of parents feel like. To me, I ain't gonna say, let me say this. People I done been around, friends that I done had that have kids, and we done had this conversation before about why my kids are open up to you and won't open up to me. Most of the time, kids like to open up to someone they feel like is not gonna judge them or not gonna
Right.
make them feel like, they the worst person in the world because of a mistake that they made.
Hmm.
Any younger girl or younger guy, niece or nephew then came to me to talk to me about any issue that they done had. I don't pass judgment. And then not only that, I let them know when they're wrong. But not only that, I open up with a story of my own of where I done messed up at. You know, to make them feel like, hey, you know, I'm not the only one that doing this. You're not.
And they need to see that you're human.
Yes.
Right.
And none
Yes.
of us perfect.
Nobody's
None of
perfect.
us, nobody is
Not one
perfect.
person at work
So,
walk this earth is perfect.
so and
So
then yeah, for me, I feel like what it looks like is like my parents. I have no complaints about my parents how they parented me, but I would have a complaint. I know that if I did something stupid, like they would have my back. You know, my dad is gone, but my mom is still here. Like I remember when I was in college, we did an April Fool's prank, and we told my dad that I had stabbed my boyfriend,
mhm.
and he was like, "Call Bubba and tell him to go clean it up. I'll be there in 15 minutes." No, he was like, "I'll be there in 15 minutes."
Uncle
You know,
Greg.
that kind of that's how he was. Like my parents,
Yeah.
they was some ride or die. My mama still a ride or die. Like, and I feel like if I have a real secret, if I go to her, like it's safe. But the only thing that I regret is that my parents were always working.
Yeah.
Like, you want to participate in that? I pay for. I make sure you can participate, but I can't be there because I got to go to work.
Yeah.
That was the speech we got all the time. I can't be there because I got to go to work. Or if they were off work, they would try to be there, but there were some instances that they could not be there. Like my mom missed my high school graduation because I got to go to work. I just got this new job type thing. I got to be
Mhm.
there kind of thing. So one of those things, that's a promise I made to myself. Like if I can't call out sick, I might quit.
Yeah.
But even with that, building that generational wealth, I'm trying to get to a point where I don't have to punch anybody's clock
You
and
I
Okay.
promise you.
choose
That's
between
the
the
goal.
dollar and my child. So it's
Yeah.
like those kind of things. I don't ever want to miss one of my child's events. Like I refuse to do something like that.
Yeah.
So dear employer, dear future employer, like Raven ain't doing it. I'm going to my baby because I'm not missing opportunities like that because that was something that I experienced. But also like, and that's something I saw in my parents. Like I don't ever want to have to tell my child no either. Not no, I no, you can't have that today, and no because I can't afford it. That's two different things.
Yes.
Yes, that's totally two different
Yes,
things.
that
Yeah,
really is.
yeah.
It
So
is.
I do tell her no, but I don't want to say no. I can't afford that. So
Mhm.
how do I position myself to be in a situation where I don't have to do that? And I think that's something we have to think about when we start bringing these little people into the world. That is another part of those generational curses because poverty brings about a whole lot of problems.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and I've seen
Yes.
it with my own eyes. Poverty brings about a whole lot of problems. And
Mhm.
and with that poverty, we saw people self-medicating. We saw
Mhm.
we saw people self-medicating with alcohol and self-medicating with nicotine and self-medicating with drugs.
Yeah.
Like we I mean, in your environment, you see these things. So I think those are the type of things that we have to try to fix and not let it filter over into our kids.
I agree with it.
I agree. I agree.
Yep.
So I mean, we've had a good hearty conversation tonight, ladies.
Yes. Yes. It was
Yes, we
good.
have. We have. We have.
What do we want to leave the people with tonight?
Well, I can say, after tonight's conversation is to leave with you all is, um, I'm always say, be real with yourself. Have that open talk with your family and your kids about the real life stuff and just, be honest and don't procrastinate. Go for your
Okay.
goals. You know what I mean? Go for your goals and be you, regardless of what anybody say. Be you. Period.
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 What about you, Tequila?
Well, as far as talking about, we had a hearty conversation today. So, love yourself. I'm always say love yourself. No matter what, if you don't stand up for yourself, you'll fall for anything. And most importantly, if to break generational curses, I challenge everyone who's on this podcast. If you've been keeping something or hiding something from a family member that bothered you, go to them, talk to them,
Yes.
get it off your chest, let that hurt go, because you can be self-sabotaging yourself. You understand what I'm saying? By not doing that.
Yes, ma'am.
So let that generational curse stop with you.
Yes. And before we get off, I saw we had a good number of people on. I need y'all to go subscribe to our YouTube channel and then go find the 80s Babies page on Facebook and invite your friends and help.
Invite your friends, like us.
Invite your friends.
And the next thing
Baby conversation.
share this Girls Talk podcast with your girlfriends.
Yes.
And put the word out there. But my word for tonight is the change starts with you.
Yes.
Yes.
What mama didn't do, what grandma didn't do, what daddy didn't do. The change starts with you. Make it happen for your people.
Yes.
Make it happen.
Make it happen.
All right. And on that note, we out.
Bye.
Bye.